Okay guys, so the last video is a little bit longer than I wanted. I'll try to make this one a little bit more shorter and concise. Some of it is repetitive for the extra practice and thinking that you need. Okay, but let's do this. Quiz review part 2. So let's talk about axis of symmetry a little bit more and vertex a little bit more, and also maximum or minimums. Okay, whether it goes up or down or left or right. Okay, and also whether it shifts left or right and so on. You will see. So guys, here are my first graphs here. And what I'm going to actually do, let me just go ahead and do this. Doing this on the fly here. Well, let me see here. I'm slowing us down, doggone it. Here we go. Okay, I wanted to get the graphs temporarily out of the way, then we'll pop them back in. Okay, so look at the first function right here, guys. Here's what I need you to know. First of all, based on the last video, see how it has a 4. If this is a normal quadratic, what does the 4 do? It makes it get skinnier, right? So it actually gets, as we say, narrower. I have a hard time saying that word. Because the bigger this number, the faster it's going to grow vertically, see? So it will get skinny, it will get narrow, okay? What else do I want you to know? Because it's positive, I know it's going to open up, right? But then there's one more new thing I want you to notice. See this number at the end, -2? The normal quadratic, you see, starts in the middle at 0, 0. But this -2, what is it going to do? It's actually going to move it down 2 places. So it's going to be here instead of where it originally was. So this -2 moves it down 2 places. Okay? What else should you know? The number inside, guys, remember, whatever makes it 0 is your center point. So that 5 right there, because 5 minus 5 is 0, this 5 tells me where the vertex in axis of symmetry is. It also means my graph is going to move 5 to the right because here is 5, right? So I now know my vertex is right here at 5, -2. Okay? Just think about that as I talk about it again. Let's look at the second graph. Notice it's a negative. That means instead of opening up, I know it's going to open down. And notice, see how I made it wider? How do I know it's going to be wider? Because there's a fraction in front. So the negative makes it open down. The 1/4 means it gets wider. What else? See that -1? That means instead of being here, it's going to move down 1 spot. So now it's going to be here. What does this +6 mean? Well, -6 makes it 0, right? And that's where my axis of symmetry and vertex is going to be. So notice a +6 actually has us move left 6. So here is my final graph, or sketch of a graph like so. It moved down 1, it moved over 6. And this, of course, is a regular quadratic or parabola, as we call it, because there is no bigger or smaller number there or no number at the end. It's going to be right in the middle, just like this black graph. Now let's take a look at this in action. So watch carefully, guys, even if you were confused before. You ready? See this -2? Instead of being right here, it's now going to be there. See this -5? Well, 5 minus 5 makes it 0, right? So now I know that it moves over 5 spaces to the right. So notice that's where my vertex is at 5, -2. So the number inside here, guys, the number inside there that makes it 0 tells you how far it's going to go left or right. Notice a minus means it goes right. So some things are kind of backwards, right? And the -2 means it's going to go down. All right? Let's look at the second graph. Notice it had a negative. See how the black graph is opening downward. Why? Because of the negative. Notice how my black graph is wider. Why? Because of the 1/4. Notice how the vertex right there, guys, is 1 down. Why? Because of the -1. Notice that vertex is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to the right. Why? Because, or I should say to the left. Sorry, I misspoke. It's to the left, right? Why? Because +6, guys, means left 6. So, guys, hopefully you're starting to get this. I'm trying to get you to understand what each of the different numbers does. Okay? And you'll see it play out better as I do the next video. See you in class.